Welcome to the inaugural edition of the Instant Wrestling Report, alongside my partners Ryan, Quad, Truth, and I'm your host, J-Man. We're going to take you on a voyage, I might say, of the professional wrestling world. Go over news, wrestling, everything we could possibly cover for you to make it possible for all you to enjoy it. Our first ever show, we're going to do a 2011 TNA Genesis review that we just got done off the air. The first match they started with was the TNA Exhibition title. We have the champion Jay Lethal going up against Fortune member Kaz. And what do we have to say about that, guys? What do you think about the match?
Vintage TNA Exhibition match.
Yeah.
Kazarian and Jay Lethal, old school, the way Exhibition should be done. Yeah,
I really like the start of it. It felt such like a TNA, of a couple years ago where they just start out hot like they normally do. We gave it a 3 and 4 stars. Kaz getting the win over Jay Lethal with the reverse pile driver, I believe it was.
Yes.
And taking one of the titles back to Fortune and Immortal.
Which makes Kaz a 4-time Exhibition champion.
Yeah.
It was nice to see Jay Lethal had a good title run. It was nice seeing Robbie E out of the Exhibition title run. It was also nice seeing somebody new with the title. Even though it's been a while since Kaz had it, Jay Lethal should have had it a little longer, but it was nice seeing some vintage Exhibition wrestler have it.
Yeah, I second all this. Really, Kaz is one of those guys that I really think is just outstanding in the ring, and he deserves to be way higher than he is right now. And that's great that they gave him the title, and I think the match was a solid 3 and 3/4.
Okay, moving on, we had a backstage segment. We had a segment with AJ Styles and Immortal leader Eric Bischoff talking about how AJ Styles having some random knee injury that just kind of came out of nowhere, which I don't believe any of us even knew about. I don't think anybody out there knew about. And saying that he's going to be taken out of the TV title match. And moving on, we'll find out who's in that. But I just really doesn't make more booking that we really don't even make sense that just comes out of there that just flying out that makes no sense at all.
All I got out of it was AJ Styles is going to probably be out of Fortune sometime soon.
Yeah. Moving on now, we have the second match. We had the Knockouts title. We had champion Madison Rayne going up against Mickie James. In this matchup, we had the income to where Tara came out, did a run-in, distracted the ref, caused it to where Madison Rayne has this random MMA-style glove on, punches her in the face, and we're all supposed to believe that it's loaded, and it's just a regular glove. It doesn't make any sense. We give him 2.5. What do you guys have to think about that?
It was a stupid ending to a decent match.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. I mean, 2 good women wrestlers. They gave them 12 minutes or something
like that. It was about 15 minutes.
It was
12 minutes.
It was good. I was surprised at how long they gave it, and they gave them a lot of time. And I just was disappointed with the finish. I could have wished it would have been better, but
yeah, Rayne getting the win in that and keeping the title. Moved backstage with a Fortune promo. Showing all of the, showing Kaz with his new X Division title, showing, guys like AJ and Beer Money getting ready for their title, or not AJ, but Beer Money getting ready for their title matches and moving on, and hopefully Fortune, they're saying that hopefully Fortune can bring all the titles in. Moving on, we had the tag title match. I was really looking forward to this. I think we're all looking forward to this after their 5-match series they had earlier in the year in 2010. We had the champions, the Machine Guns, Mercenary Machine Guns, facing Beer Money. I really thought this is probably the best match of the night, I think. In my opinion, at least. Beer Money got the win, new TNA Tag Team Champions, and we'll give it a solid 4 stars. What do you guys say about that?
It was a solid match. Just the 5-match series is just all that combined into one. All the false finishes, Sabin ended up kicking Shelley and the roll out for the win. The ending could have been better, but it was still a good match.
Yeah, the only thing that I really didn't like out of it is the fact that, going into this, we knew that it was a lot of, it would either be a lot of Fortune winning or it would be a lot of them losing. So going in, it was almost kind of unfortunate, kind of knowing that Beer Money might win this after Kaz won the title, but I don't think it really took away from how good the match quality was.
And it was nice seeing Machine Guns win it, like you just said.
Beer Money won it.
Oh,
Beer Money
won it? Yeah. It was just interesting. It was a nice match, especially after the 5 matches they had previously. I hope the feud continues longer because it's just going to keep getting better and better.
Yeah, these the Machine Guns are the best team in right now, other than maybe the Kings, but
definitely in TNA.
Yeah, definitely in TNA. But yeah, they had a great title run. I think it was good. You either, like you said, you either think that they're gonna all win all the titles or they're not, and the Kaz thing that happened, we kind of just started leaning towards thinking they were Beer Money was gonna win. So, but yeah, like I said, it was solid 4, I thought too. Yeah, it was really
one last note on this: Chris Sabin kicked out of DUI. Not too many people do that.
Oh yeah.
But Beer Money went up winning. So.
Moving on here to one we really weren't looking too forward to. We had the Bully Ray versus Brother Devon match. Not really going to spend too much on this. We gave it a 2 stars. Basically ended in a DQ. Devon hitting Ray with, I think, a chain or something like that. When they were doing a lot of hardcore stuff during it, it just makes no sense. Just more kind of randomness. That's all really we had to say with that. Yeah. Moving on to that, we had now the television title. We had Doug Williams against the opponent now taking AJ's place, which is Abyss. This match really wasn't too great. Gave it a 2.5. AJ came out, ran in, ended up costing Doug Williams the title. Abyss, the new TV champion, once again going along with all of Immortal winning winning all the titles. And I think this was pretty expected after we saw the other 2 title matches there.
Now Abyss came out. He pulled out Janus out from under the ring, which got the referee distracted. That's when AJ ran in. Yeah, no AJ Styles.
Yeah, it's the only second pay-per-view in TNA history that AJ Styles hasn't been a part of, which is a little misfortunate. But moving on after that, we had the RVD versus the Immortal Mystery Opponent. The mystery opponent ends up being Matt Hardy, dreadlocks and all, looking like Tyler Leck's shrunk version.
DDP teeth.
Yeah, DDP teeth and all.
With no crowd reaction.
Yeah.
Matt Hardy comes out, no one cared.
Everybody just started looking around waiting for something else to happen.
Matt Hardy does get the win with we gave it a 2 3/4. It really wasn't much to say about this. After realizing that Matt Hardy had been out for 90 days, I think it was a little bit obvious of who was going to be the opponent moving on there. I think that's what we both all would say with that.
Especially when Bischoff said his mystery partner was going to be Hardy.
Yeah, exactly.
Hello.
Your face Hardy.
Yeah, Matt Hardy.
Which one?
Moving on from there, we had the MMA Exhibition, the Double A. I think Ryan had a name for this. What was that again?
It's the. This is how I'm going to put it. It's the Double J, Double MA. This is its rating. It's a POOP.
That basically explains it right there. They were basically booking it, trying to go for the MMA style match, the thing that could gear towards the MMA style. It's not going to work. It's just not going to work.
There was 3 2-minute rounds.
Yeah.
Nothing happened.
So basically, you're
first
getting
2 minutes, nothing happened.
A good thing did come out of it.
Yeah.
It is retiring.
Yeah.
It is retiring.
Yes.
There is an angle with it, though. What is it?
Yeah, we're getting an angle out of this where Jeff Jarrett goes on and talks about how the 3 of us will meet, and he's talking about Kurt Angle, Jeff Jarrett, and another person. I think we all realize it probably is going to be Karen Angle.
You bring up this promo that Angle cut. He said something about that Jeff Jarrett said, Angle's been out for 6 months, been 3. He's been out for 6 months, he's out of shape, he's been sitting on a couch, blah, 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 blah. Well, Angle goes, well, you think I'm out of shape, why don't you ask your wife?
Yeah, so, bring that in before the match, it's almost like it's going to happen into that, which I'm actually really shocked that they're actually going to bring Karen into it. But
once again, bring Karen Angle back to TNA.
Yeah.
I don't mind.
There you go. Yeah, exactly. Moving on here to our at least booked main event. We'll go back to that in a minute. The number 1 contenders match for the TNA World Heavyweight Championship. We had Mr. Anderson versus Matt Morgan. Solid back and forth action through it. A lot of mat work, but they were trying to get over the fact that how we're going to somehow get Matt Morgan through a 30-minute match, but they really didn't get 30 minutes out of it. But Mr. Anderson getting the win, number 1 contender, gave the 3 1/4. And Eric Bischoff comes out at the end, says he's going to give Mr. Anderson the title shot right then and there to Jeff Hardy. Jeff Hardy coming out all druggy and everything himself and saying how, this is it. This is your shot. This is what you get. And they ended up having the TNA World Title match right then and there. And right then and there, I think we were all kind of tossed up to what we're going to get out of that match.
And let me quote, Jeff Hardy did come out with a cigarette and lit it before he got to the ring.
Yes,
so
he was
smoking. Stretching and acting. I'm going to wear street clothes and a crappy purple tie.
Yes, pulling his greatest.
I'm tired.
In the first match, Matt Morgan and Mr. Anderson, it wasn't a bad match, back and forth action match.
Slobber knocker.
Yeah.
A little high flying, but
they kicked out of each other's finishers quite a bit.
They did. Everybody hit finishers.
There's about 4 finishers they kicked out of there. But
Anderson hit the mic check twice. Morgan hit the carbon footprint. It was a good match.
Yeah.
By the way, Morgan did not sell the leg.
No.
It was bad.
No.
Yeah, it was bad.
Anderson worked over the leg real well. I was actually impressed with that. And he just, when you do this, you have to like make it realistic.
Yeah.
It was.
Well, and just.
All right, moving on now to the TNA World Title match, which we got to there earlier. The Jeff Hardy versus Mr. Anderson match. Actually, pretty solid, like about 12 minutes back and forth there. And we had a bunch of run-ins. Just crazy about the entire roster out. They had Foley come out, they had Flair come out, they had Matt Hardy come out, they had RVD come out. In the end, they had a spot where it had Eric Bischoff in the ring getting ready to hit Anderson with the chair. Ducks out of it, hits the mic check on Bischoff, and they brought Hardy back in, goes for the twist of hate, as I like to call it, as he likes to call it. Twist of hate, gets out of that, hits the mic check, and we have a new TNA World Heavyweight Champion in Mr. Anderson. What are your guys' thoughts on that?
Finally, Mr. Anderson gets a world title.
I just think
I
think they're just scared of the Hardy with the whole criminal record coming in, with him being charged with all these drug charges, and they don't want their world champion to be in jail, so they'd rather give it to someone who's going to be there.
Yeah, they'd rather not their champion be in jail. They'd rather their champion be an asshole.
Yeah, there you go. Overall for the show, we're going to give it a 6.5 out of 10. I thought there were some weak spots in the middle. I think that we did. Just the way the positioning of the matches really didn't make a lot of sense to me. I think they could have got some of those early ones out of there that really didn't deliver a lot. And but the ending with the big shocker, the new World Heavyweight Champion, I think that's a...
It started out strong with the X title, went to the tag titles, went downhill, then the world title, brought it kind of back.
Yep, that's what they did. Overall, we gave 2011 TNA Genesis a 6.5 out of 10. I felt that it was a pretty decent start to 2011 for TNA, and moving forward to Against All Odds next month should be pretty interesting. Be sure to follow us at IWRshow at YouTube. We will have weekly editions of the show. We will have special editions of the show. We have numerous things for any wrestling fan to, provide them with overall entertainment and something that everyone, would want as a wrestling fan. Because after all, the Instant Wrestling Report, your source for professional wrestling news, information, and opinions, instantly.
Pow! This is a battleground!